Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. So, how you doing? I'm having a good day. I'm actually having a very good day. As days go, I will take today. Today's not been a bad day. Right, so map reviews, live map review. This is the top performing map of the moment at the time that we go to the workshop on a where are we? Friday evening, and this was the one. One of a couple of maps that are a little bit similar, and there's a chance, depending on the BonBon buddies, that there'll be another map very similar to this next week as well. This one, I don't think. Hi Dan. Oh, sirens for the BonBonBingo players on their way. What we got there? Is that an ambulance? Yep, ambulance there. Right, so yeah, we got I don't think this is going to set the world alight, this particular map. Not saying it's going to be a bad map. Just don't think it's going to be one of those that's full of all the bells and the whistles, all the Teddy Radco vanilla bridges and the Bring of Fires vanilla dams, any wild and wonderful topography from Anapu, any of that. That said, looking at it from this angle, I think it's a very solid, probably going to attract quite a few people. So we've got all that going for it. I think could be a good thing. Let me make sure that we're all set to switch over to the web page. We'll do that right now. So we're looking at a map which is called, and I'm going to say called, New York 1600s Vanilla Map, because there'll be something that will pop up in the comments, which I think we'll all agree with, but also it's Cities Skylines, okay, right? So New York 1600s Vanilla Map. The creator is a creator called Wolves Hunter. Now, Wolves Hunter, relatively new. This is their third map. I would say neither of their first two maps, again, looks like a AAA tier map, but that's not to say that they're not good maps. We haven't looked at them. So, who's to know? Who's to know? We'll find out today what sort of map maker that they are. So anyway, New York 1600s Vanilla Map. It's got 1,300 subscribers. That's not bad, is it? Realistic 1-to-1 scale. Map is based on a realistic scale height map of New York, created on the Skydark site. I was looking for a good map of New York, but none of the shared ones convinced me. There are a couple of good ones out there, but as you know, finding a decent map on the workshop is blinking hard, blinking difficult. So bear with me a second. We'll try this again. Bear with me. I'm juggling buttons here at the moment. Right. So yeah. Finding a good one is a bit of a challenge. So what we've got is somebody who's made their own. Bless them for doing it and sharing it, which is great. Starting area, Lower Manhattan, which I think's like the most exciting part of New York, isn't it, really? We've got a huge huge area of Brooklyn and Queens by using the 81 tile mod. Thank you very much for the link to that. Connections, there's only, this is going to be my one gripe with the map, I think. Only one hidden highway connection, don't mind that it's hidden, the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel, and one hidden rail connection, the WTC Cortlandt Station. Would that be close to the correct pronunciation? Maybe. There's an overlay image which is nice, the road layout which is nice, dark road layout. These are nice things. Given a list of few mods that they've used, recommended mods as well. If we come down here, there was a little thing in the chat. Sorry to tell you this, but this is not what Manhattan looked like in 1600. Much of the downtown is landfilled, plus Manhattan was more hilly, much of which was leveled as New York City grew. Wolves has replied, and it's a good solid reply. This is a solid answer, a solid question or statement, or yeah. So the thing is, we come back up to the screenshots. You look at this. This is ready to build. So 1600s, i.e. because obviously you didn't have the harbours back then, I imagine, either. So yeah, I think it's a valid thing, a valid take. I mean, it's not a realistic, exact take on what the 1600s New York would have been. Would it have been New York then? When did it switch from New Amsterdam? I'm not sure. But 1600s, I think it's a valiant name for it, but not if you want an exact 1600s replica. Let's have a little look at the chat there. Hi Simon, what do you think about the leaks of the new Cities Skyline? Ooh, good question. Good question. I'm not going to say too much now because that'll be a topic for Cities Skylines 2 o'clock coming up this weekend. It will definitely be recorded. I'm not sure who the guest is going to be. It's definitely the turn of one specific guest, but I've not contacted them yet. So, but yeah, we will definitely be featuring the screenshots. It's a shame that last week's was cancelled, but I was pretty sick last week. Not super sick enough to carry on working, but I was wiped out. I had no energy left. So last week's Skylines 2 o'clock got cancelled while I just used my spare time to feel a little bit better. But yeah, we will have the leaks this coming Saturday. Could be great for a horse-drawn city. Oh, now's a thought. That's a very nice thought, Dan. I'll be looking for after this time. Indeed, hidden. Maybe should go 1800s. Why not? And hi, Dan. Number 2. New Amsterdam was only the bottom of Manhattan. The city wall. Oh, I see. Yeah, Wall Street. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm glad we've got some knowledgeable people in the chat because obviously I never have been, have I? Let's switch back to the game screen. We definitely... Oh, we've still got the "you're very, very welcome" thing popped back up again. Right, so... it's the penis-shaped map, yeah? Are we all agreeing that this is a penis shape? Yeah, let's get it out of the way. Come on, let's get it out of the way. Let's have a snigger. Get it out of your system. What's this? What's it? Never mind. Right. So, yes, it's New York. So, let's have a little look at the info screens, as always, as we always do. Apart from the one time I forgot. Terrain heights. Almost perfectly flat. Almost. Resources. Ooh. Splidgy, splodgy. You're going to be good. You're going to be very, very good for a resource build. I'm no dirty mind. What are you talking about there? Anyway, so there's that. Then I suppose we should have a look at Sunset Harbour. If you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, your fishing map is salmon and anchovies. Then shipping routes. This could be interesting because they didn't mention shipping routes on the workshop, did they? We do have shipping routes. An obvious one. This one here. So we have. Okay, let's give some credit. Let's give some credit. We have a shipping triangle, and it's fairly smoothly done. So that's pretty cool. Don't mind this shipping route at all. That makes all sense. Really happy with that. This one might be a problem. Maybe. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. Well, I'm impressed. From a lesser creator, a little bit of a janky there, but you won't notice it, so that's not a problem. Yeah, actually surprised by just how pretty strong those two routes are. And we got a shipping triangle in there. Very nice. Water flow in the start square. Not really of note, but we've got access to the start square literally opposite sides. So pump from one side, draw to the other, or the other way around, and you're going to be fine. You're not going to pollute your subjects. So that is pretty neat. Right, so what's that in the chat there? Fun fact, all the hard work to keep the grid-based plan. Yeah, the design of the city is just phenomenal, really, that they've managed to achieve what they've achieved there. Lost treasures of the Knights Templar under Wall Street. There you go. You see, lots of information in the chat that will be lost on people arriving late. Okay, so we got ships. We have an outside connection down here, and it's elevated. Now, I don't know. It shouldn't be a problem. Sometimes elevated outside connections don't work, but I think that will. We may have to do some building just to make sure it does actually trigger. Won't be a problem. You want to see BonBon do some building, won't you? Right, so we got a little bit of trees under the highway. The usual rules here. I mean, this is a vanilla map, so therefore trees under the highway, you would never see them. It's not a problem, and they are only under the tunnel entrance here. Good tunnel entrance, really stretched out. I'm really impressed by that. But yeah, a few trees hiding underneath the tunnel entrance. So they managed to keep the highway clear before there, which is quite surprising. And the trees under the highway is going to emerge over here. There we go. And we have ourselves a start for the city. And one of the few things I remember about Manhattan is the road does do that. So, right, so grids running up there, running that way. Got the slightly broken grid shape part of the old, this is the old part of the city, isn't it, down here? That's the hidden network. Yeah, I think. We've also got a little bit of rail, which emerges here. Again, we've got a little tree floating over the tunnel entrance there. Little splash of rail there. I'm wondering if that's where Grand Central is. I don't know. Somebody's going to know. I think Grand Central's a bit further down this way, isn't it? More. Again, somebody's going to correct me, but I think it's more down. I don't think it's in Manhattan. This top headway is in Manhattan, but it's not in the downtown. It's up here, I think. Mind you, the entire of New York, Manhattan is a downtown, isn't it? Right, we've got a whole bunch of jetties, pre-cut jetties, which have been done really quite well, given how difficult these things are to do. It's not going to attract everybody at all, but I think what's been done there has been done to a pretty decent standard, and I've seen some I've seen some way worse attempts at this. But the whole 1600 thing, would they have had these? No. Even in the 1800s, some of those maybe. Anyway, we've got all of that. New Jersey over this side, where there is an elevation change, isn't there, in New Jersey? We've got a ridge. We got the ridge. We have. Look at this. They have got the ridge. That is good to see. That they've actually included... I mean, it is taken from the height map, I guess. Seems to be a lot of trees. I'm not sure if I've got the mod set up to show me what the tree count is. But I've got a feeling it's going to be over. In fact, I've got more than a feeling. I'm fairly confident we've got to be over the limits. Have we got any trees under the water? Can I get under the water? No. It's very shallow. Right, let's have a little look, see whether the mod setup I'm using will allow this. Oh, come out of that mode. And out of bulldozer mode would be good. And no, unfortunately the mod setup I'm using at the moment isn't allowing for that. So right, but if we count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's more than 250,000, isn't it? There's no way that is not more than 250,000. We've got the same density going right up to the edge of the map. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. A little bit of experience. Yeah, now this is it, Dan. You say it's a bit boring. Oh, hang on a minute. You say it's a bit boring, and I would agree. I did say at the start of the show that it's not going to be the most exciting of maps. There are many like this on the workshop, but they couldn't find one that really worked for them, so they made their own. I have seen one thing that I'm going to probably end up marking the map down on, and it is here. This ridge running all the way along here, and then we've got the cutting going through there. That is very clearly the line of a highway or rail line, maybe. That's not natural terrain. So looks like the smoothing tool hasn't been used. If I pull the camera back up here, anybody know New York well enough? I could have had Google Earth open, but that to me looks like a highway. I think so anyway. Got some wetlands over here. Mind you, I'd say the whole thing would have been wetlands. Again, nice to see it incorporated. I mean, it's not exciting. We never thought it was going to be exciting. But the standards are better than a few. I mean, we did have one New York map that we looked at one point. I don't remember exactly which one, but it was busy. There's the word I'm going to use. Busy. And the networking was really quite poor. Liberty Island. Liberty Island? Anybody? I think it's this one, isn't it? I think. Or is it? Hang on. It is that one. It's definitely that one. I think Lady Liberty stands about here, didn't she? I think so. That one there, was that the Governor's Island? I think. Something like that. I think. I don't know. It's all from memory. It's all from memory. Anyway, yeah, we've got. I mean, it's way better than some. It's definitely not as good as others. Has got some flaws, but I think there's more positives to come out of this map than there are negatives. There's plenty of chat going on there. Is that the monorail? What the monorail? Oh, the line. I don't know. Let me just catch up on the chat. Hang on a second. Need to be a lumberjack. It definitely is the rail network. Rail, yep. Something the height map included, like having piers as land. The elevated highway or rail created the land. Let's say I'm a bit taken back by the map title. So many resources to recreate the original topography. Well, this is the thing. It's ready to build. It's ready to go. The map title isn't the most accurate, but I do like it's cleanly done. It's very cleanly done. The fact that it's wooded, fully, completely over, is kind of, I think, more the hint that it's 1600s than the actual shoreline shapes, that kind of thing. Okay, let's mark this thing. Aesthetically, I was going to say, because it looks like New York, it's going to score some points. Then we have got that niggle with it being, well, it's not strictly accurate though for the 1600s, but it is pretty accurate for 1900s plus. So, tough call. Tough call. I'm going to give it 3 stars. I don't think I can't penalise it down to 2 stars, because it does look good for what it is. I mean, I'm not talking 4 stars good, but it is good what we're seeing. So I'm gonna give it 3 stars, but I'm gonna go towards the lower end, because there is that, it's not 1600s really, is it? Let's face it. But for most players, they'll be very happy with this. They don't want to be re-terraforming and redeveloping. So most people won't mind. But yeah, you're right. So low 3. Detailing. Oh man, tricky. It's not too much. I mean, accuracy is pretty strong. We've got, I mean, all these piers, which are amazingly accurate, even though they weren't there in the 1600s. Oh, I didn't say what the theme and LUT was, do I? Sorry, my bad. It's the vanilla European theme and the realistic by Reaper. So, we've got trees under the networking where the tunnel entrances are. Now, so we can lose a little bit of score there. A little bit. And I guess we can fault it on the fact that there's still that gouge in the land where the rail or highway was. We're saying rail, aren't we? So we can lose a little bit off of that. Is it enough to bring it down to 2 stars? I say no. But I think, again, for the same reason that it's not really 1600s. I mean, the points I'm giving are mostly for the piers, really, and accuracy of the map. So I think, again, we've got to go low 3 for the same reason. It's not really 1600s, but what we've got is good, if not spectacular. Gameplay. Well, I would score this higher. I would score this much, much higher. Because the thing with this is the way that it's set up to play it's set up to build the big city with all the piers in place. This isn't where we are going to be building a 1600s New York. We're not going to be building a 1700s New York. We've got everything in place for a 21st century New York. It's good to go. And we have one highway connection. Now, yes, you can mod extra highways in, but this is a vanilla map. What the map really needs is the extra highway connections, even if they're right on the edge of the map. And yes, I know the 81 tile mod, but they have linked the 81 tile mod in the workshop page, so that would be okay. So if we had a highway connection up the top there, maybe, so I mean wherever the actual real outside connections are, one down here or whatever, wherever the main entrances are, just to have the extra outside connections, I think would be key. With rail, we've got the same. We've got the one outside connection on rail. I think we need, even if it is literally just one, not even tile, but let's say one segment of rail and highway in 4 different locations, just so that the big city build is gonna not have to survive off of one outside connection. I've seen somebody put 4 for gameplay, Dan. I would say 4, given this is good to go for a not 1600s, but I'm gonna have to go low 3 again. It's just a bit of a contradiction for the way that the map is good. It just doesn't quite work for me, which is a shame, because there's a lot of very strong effort in here. I mean, that the gouge up there, I mean, that's easily forgiven. That's not a problem. The shipping routes are good. The water flow doesn't matter because of the way that all the start square is framed. The standards are good. But yes, it's going to have to go low 3, I think, on that. So low 3, low 3, low 3. No seal of approval, sadly. Although I think the second review, which will be coming along a little bit later on the channel, you will find, for anybody who's watching for the first time, or one of the rare times, the second review won't show up automatically on YouTube. You're going to need to pop over to patreon.com/BonBonB. Don't worry, you don't need to become a BonBon buddy, but there'll be a link over there to the second video, free to view. So don't think I'm angling for people to subscribe, but it'll be over there. There's technical reasons for it, but there's nothing for you to worry about. But I suspect the second map will get a seal of approval because it's from a creator who's a pretty good creator, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, in fact, when I say pretty good creator, I'm making sure I have got the right map coming up. Yes. Do you want me to tell you? Alright, it's Sideye. Sideye's latest map, voted in by the BonBon buddies. So, yeah, can really look forward to having a look at that later. Hi, Misty. Good to have you along as well. Does it make it almost in... What's this here? Does it actually make it almost instead of fine? It's fine. It's fine. The thing is, it's not broken. The connections are there. You're going to be able to build a decent city. It's just, it could be better. It could be better. It's not it's not a bad. I mean, the start location is right. Start location is right. I can't fault it really, apart from it needs more connections. So yeah, we've got a CIDI map coming along in, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, somewhere around about there. Again, link will be on patreon.com/BonBonB, and hopefully catch a few of you a bit later on. That's pretty cool, and my coffee is also pretty cool. Anyway, has anybody got any last words of wisdom before? This has been quite a quick one. I thought it might be. I think the next one will be a bit longer because, come on, it's a CIDI map. There's going to be a bit of content in there, isn't there? Have I got any news? Don't think I have got any news apart from motorbikes driving through my living room. So yeah, anyway, as it's quiet in the chat, thanks everybody. Thanks Dan. Thanks Misty. And who did we have there earlier? Simon, wasn't it? Yeah. Thanks Simon from Dublin. And if I've missed anybody in the chat, sorry about that. I do read it all, but I don't. Yeah, it's all good. Word of advice. Ooh, don't lie on your map title. Well, it doesn't say best map ever, so it's not exactly a lie, is it? Okay, maybe this is New York, 4 p.m. You thought about that? Military time, as you call it in America. Okay, I'm going to go. I'll catch a few of you a little bit later on. I have been BonBonB. You have been very, very welcome, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.
Come here now, girl.